Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam. Quick hit. Spafford Talks recording.
So Simple Mysteries, is a song that I had put together with Chuck Johnson and also Jared Smart, who is currently on tour with us. He's running our merch and everything, and he's a good friend of ours. And he's also had his hand in a couple other songs with us as well, which has been great to collaborate with them. But as far as putting those songs on, I mean, you think of track times, trying to get engagement maybe from, other people in wider audiences. Most people who aren't in tune with how jam bands work will probably tune out if you say, hey, man, this song's 15 or 20 minutes long. So on albums, we do try to shorten that and try to shorten those sections. And sometimes and bring the song out to like 3.5 minutes or something like that, maybe 4 minutes. And some of those songs, it's clear to us, like, this portion of it is going to extend live, and just on album, it's going to be shorter. But then there's, other times when we're playing the song for a couple times and we're like, hey, why don't we take this section and extend this section out? That could be really interesting. So sometimes we're not even sure how they're going to end up or how it's going to translate live versus the studio. I just think in the studio, we always try and keep in mind of pressing it to vinyl, which can only be 80 something minutes or something like that, so 72 or I forget what the length of it. But
just a single LP, you get 20 aside. You get
20 aside,
yeah.
And we think like in double LP, so that puts us at 80 because most of our stuff won't fit.
Yeah, going into the studio is like its own fun challenge, separate from improvising on stage. It's like a separate entity where you're like, especially like cutting the improv out. It's like, okay, how can we make this 4 minutes as interesting as possible and really like dig in and, like Brian said, make something that's appealing to people. There's plenty of 20-minute versions of songs out there. Let's give someone a 4-minute version that they can digest, so then they can come to the show and experience the 20-minute version and be like, oh, okay, this is cool.
The studio is the artifact. It's like the photograph of it, and then what you come see live is like a live painting, maybe.
I mean, I remember when I got it, and it clicked for me. Listening to a band and then going and experiencing that song and being, what are they doing with this? And it was like this, there was no training for it or anything. Like, you have to figure it out for yourself. And I would love to be able to provide that experience for people that aren't familiar with jam bands or aren't familiar with improvisational rock music and the creative of what music can do and how it can really make you feel when you're going off the cuff. And live is obviously like such an incredible experience, to be able to have that communication with the fans, and you're all they're giving back to you and you're giving to them, and it's going back and forth, and like then they start cheering and we kind of start smiling, and like, and it's all happening at once, and like that's the reason why we do what we do. I mean, those are the moments that we live for. And to have somebody walk out of a Spafford show and be like, I get it. That's a really cool, feeling to experience.
If you like what you heard, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at allthatjampod or online at www.allthatjampod.com. If you listen on Apple, remember, leave us a 5-star review. If you're on Spotify, follow, or wherever you get your podcast. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.